Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to Nashville. That's right, the Music City in Tennessee. Nashville plays host to this round for the Switch Tire 100 here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Switch Tire cares about your vehicle and your performance of your vehicle along with the safety. It all begins with the foundation, race fans, to stay safe, and that's tires. Switch Tires has you covered, whether it's rims, tires, anything you need, they have it. Make the switch to Switch Tire, located on Reed Street in Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. We thank the fine folks at Switch Tire for coming on board here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Now about the Speedway. It's little. It's not the big half-mile track that you think that we're going to race here tonight. It's that little one down on the inside, and it all comes down here tonight as this is the 12th out of the 16th round of the season. The drivers that are at the top of the point standings, Brian Bianchi holds a 10-point lead over Eric Stout and a 14-point lead over Dave Bragg. 3 drivers, 3 horses still left in this fight, but it's time to get down to our starting lineup brought to us by our friends over at Team 53. You need a racing setup, Team 53 has it for you. You need chassis help in the real world side of things, Team 53 has you on that. Starting lineup will look like this, though. Cundman in car number 88. That's Alan Cundman out of Virginia in car 88. He'll snag the ball here tonight. And how about the Switch Tire? Jiffy Lube entry out of Canada, car number 53. That'll be the double V of Victor Vowles. Back into the third starting spot here of the night, then that'll be car number 12. That'll be Eric Stout. Brian Bianchi has the Culpeper's Bakery Cafe number 14 MA scheduled to go from the fourth starting spot here tonight, while Joshua Buckley, the 13 MA, the driver of the Granny Hamps Walkers and Canes entry, he will start into the fifth spot here tonight. Starting back into the sixth starting spot, the Switch Tire Canadian Invasion Jiffy Lube number 51. That'll be Arnold Vowles. He'll start back into the sixth spot. And how about car 54? The veteran Rex Hoyle will start into the seventh starting spot here tonight. And TJ Henson, car number 62, will start back there into the eighth spot tonight. And, well, his rookie competitor, the 02 of Kyle Johnson, will start into the ninth starting spot here tonight. And how about another one of those Canadians, the Beefy Motorsports Feeney Call, number 38. That'll be Brandon Feeney. Rob Higgins in car number 40, the Cowboy. He'll start from the 11th starting spot tonight. Wow, how about Mr. Bob Higgins? He'll start for Shotgun to the Field with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply 20-year anniversary number 30. We got to thank Bob Higgins along with the fine folks over at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply for coming on board this season once again as the primary sponsor here with the Red Light Racing Series here tonight. That is the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series right here from the Nashville Fairgrounds Mini Oval. Fun fact here for Nashville race fans, one time they actually put dirt down here on the infield. They raced some sprint cars here before. Don't worry, we're not running sprint cars tonight. We got the old streeters out there, the street stocks, ready to come live here to your race fans. 12 strong, 100 laps for the Switch Tire 100 here from the Nashville Mini Oval. Slow start. Gunman will bring us down. Green flag up into the air. 100 laps here tonight from the Fairgrounds Mini Oval. As you see them as they work down the back straightaway already, the 88 of Kundman. Out front here, Eric Stout trying to go even lower. This is a track that these drivers are not experienced with. As you can tell, Victor out there into the wall. And Kundman going to lose the race lead. Eric Stout now the race leaders. Looking back here off the race leader. The checkered flag on display onboard camera with Eric Stout. Stout, the race leader here, leads the first handful of laps. Right behind him, that is Joshua Buckley. Where did the old Buckster come from here tonight? He's already +3 and sitting there into the second position. He's probably one of the only drivers that have ever been here to the Speedway on iRacing. And why is that? Well, that's because yours truly here likes to run some oddball races in the off season, and it just happens that we come here quite often with a late model or, well, a street stock, and that's what we got here tonight. Kundman, though, onto the outside. That 88, there you see the Red Flow Racing number 88. He's just been stuck to the outside. This is some old short track racing action. You get stuck to the outside, and everybody's going to freight train you. You don't want to be stuck to the outside, so Allen going to go from all the way on the front row here tonight to open things up all the way back to the 8th position before he found a hole to get down to the bottom side. Now he's going to have to roll back into this and start turning some good laps, see if he can get underneath somebody and move them up out of the way. Right behind him, the Feeney column, number 38 of Brandon Feeney. You saw him just outside the picture frame there. He just got himself by the 02. That was Kyle Johnson. Oh, another one stuck to the outside is Rex Hoyle. He got stuck to the outside. Oh, boy, hold on to her, TJ. TJ says, watch me. I've been practicing my drift skills. He just went down there into turns 1 and 2 and got that number 62 sideways. Oh, hold on. Arnold Val's trying to get a little sideways in that number 51 there. Now Kundman has a little chance here. Allen trying to get back down to the inside. He'll draw even down in turn number 1. Val's to the outside. Kundman down to the inside. He'll make the pass. Now Feeney going to try and stick the nose of that Liquid Molly entry inside track Canadian. Number 38 not going to be able to get the power down, though. He's lost a little ground that time through the front straightaway down into 1 and 2. We'll see if he can start to get that back. One driver bouncing it off the wall. That was the number 14, Brian Bianchi. Everybody still chasing Eric Stout. There you see the distance, a 1 second deficit between Stout and Buckley. Buckley has Bianchi all over the back end of him. You see the Culpeppers Bakery Cafe, number 14, MA of Brian Bianchi trailing Joshua Buckley. Closest battle, here comes Bianchi. He'll get to the inside of the Granny Hamps Walkers and Canes entry. Make the pass out of turn 2, and he'll try to run away down the back straightaway. Already be 14 laps into the books here. So you got Stout, Bianchi, Buckley, your top 3 drivers, and it's Val's and Hoyle rounding out the top 5. Henson back here in the 62. He's been able to pull away from the 88 of Kundman. See if Allen has anything or if he used up the tires. I know he was on the outside there, but only a handful of laps may have hurt the tires just a little bit. Now maybe Allen trying to just kind of get back into a rhythm. There's Kyle Johnson behind Brandon Feeney. Then it's Rob Higgins and Bob Higgins back there running 11th and 12th respectively on the call. Running about 14, no, just shy of that 14.5 second lap times here tonight. Rex Hoyle trying to set up Victor Valls right now on a turn 4. Wasn't able to. That car looked like got a little push happy off the corner for the 54. Hoyle likes these tracks. The ones you really have to manhandle the car, finesse, save it. Looks like you can see damage onto the back of that number 53. Somebody's been into the back of the 53 of Victor. Don't see any scratches on the 54, though, of Rex Hoyle. Somebody out there has some damage somewhere to a nose piece, because that is a lot of damage on that number 53. See if we can ride on board here. Look, you're riding on board with the 54 of Rex Hoyle right now, looking at the back end of that switch tire, number 53. Switch tire riding on board that 53 here tonight of Victor Val's. Also riding on board with us on top of our ticker here tonight. Once again, though, we got to thank the fine folks over at Switch Tire. Remember, race fans, you need tires because it keeps you safe, especially in the wintertime, and in the wintertime up in Canada, and of course here in the northeast of the United States. It's getting cold, snow's about to come, and it's very important to have the right tires. Switch Tire has them for you. Make the switch over at Switch Tire. Sideways for the Switch Tire number 53, Victor Val's. Closest battle of the racetrack right now, the 53 of Val's and the number 54 of Rex Hoyle. This time by, we're going to go 25 laps officially in the books here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds Mini. As now, look at Feeney. Feeney going to get underneath Arnold Val's. These two have swapped that position a time or two already here tonight, and now it's going to go back to the number 38 of Brandon Feeney. Feeney's picked up 2 spots here tonight. A couple drivers also picking up 2 spots early on in this one. Kyle Johnson starting to close in, so you got a handful of Canadians here for the 8th, 9th, and 10th position. Nobody rubbing fenders just yet, not quite that time of the race. You don't want to stir somebody up here, especially on one of these small little ovals, these bowl rings, if you will, where a lot of drivers have gritted their teeth. Brandon Feeney was telling me earlier this is probably the closest to a track here on iRacing that he's actually raced in real life. The only problem is he can't get the darn power down, he said. See, that 62 of Henson has now caught the back end of the 54 of Rex Hoyle. He's going to go down a little low there in turns number 3 and 4. He'll grab a little bit of the infield grass. Going to try it again down here in turns 1 and 2. Got that number 62 kind of bouncing. I didn't know they put hydraulics on these cars here tonight. Looks like your race leader has started to slow down a little bit. The driver's starting to close back in on Eric Stout. Stout had a 1-second race lead at one point, and now it's down to about let's call it a little over 0.3 of a second. Last time by, fastest car on the Speedway was the number 13 of Joshua Buckley. There you see the blue and black, Granny Hips, Walkers, and Canes, checkered flag auto supply entry. That time by, give the fastest car on the Speedway to Rex Hoyle, then Brian Bianchi, then Joshua Buckley. So this group is definitely faster than the number 12 of Eric Stout right now. Stout, of course, has his brother Patrick spotting for him here tonight. Trying to keep his driver calm, trying to keep him to get those, or keep those tires underneath him. Feeney on the attack again. Allen going to lose another spot in car number 88. Brandon Feeney now up to 7th, and can Arnold Valls come along with him? Those Canadians trying to work together to work through the field. Can they get Kyle Johnson to get underneath the 88? Yet he will not. Johnson tried to lay the power down on that 0-2. Unfortunately, it kicked the rear tires out from underneath them. And a little scrape out of turn 4. These drivers, I think just about every single one of them have came out of turn 4 here tonight and caught a little piece of the Armco barrier to the outside there of turn number 4. Riding on board, the Bar None DJ service, 0-2, Kyle Johnson. See him all over the back end of this 88. See Arnold up there trying to get that car a little sideways. Maybe he was over at Scoop's Bar. Almost a little contact there. Johnson trying to drive it in a little bit deeper than the 88 of Kundman. Maybe a run here. Oh, it looks like it just barely didn't get the power down. It looked like it was about to be a good run for that 0-2. Up front, though, it is now, there's the difference. Race leader to 2nd. They're all there. Second, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, all under a blanket. A 2-second deficit, and really it's about half a straightaway is what they are. Eric Stout's going to have to try and see if he can get back on the loud pedal with that number 12 entry and try to run back away. There is going to be some lap traffic coming up here in just a couple of laps. That's the number 30 of Bob Higgins. Higgins right now running back into the 12th position. There you see him just out in front of the leaders. There it is, about a half a straightaway, maybe 3/4 of a straightaway. Is the deficit from the 12th position of Bob Higgins back to the race leader of Eric Stout. So a nice clean one here as we approach the halfway portion of tonight's race. Tonight's race brought to us by our friends at Switch Tire. Remember, race fans, you can head on over to Switch Tire on Reed Street in Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. They can switch the tires. They can also change the oil. You need new rims on your car. Well, guess what? They have that. Maybe you just got out of balance tires. Switch Tire can also get you pointed. Oh, boy. Talk about the Switch Tire. He was switching lanes. That was the 53 Victor Valls back there. He just got that car completely sideways. It was pointed to the inside wall. Looks like he's going to be able to hang on to his spot, but the 53, the 54, and the 62, as Henson going to try and do a little road racing, rally racing down onto the grass. You can see the 62's been into the outside wall a time or two. The right front fender is tore up. There's the race leader. Looks like Stout opened it up a little bit. Maybe he felt a little too much pressure. He decided he's going to have to get back onto the gas, see if he can get that lap guard in between himself and Brian Bianchi. Remember, Bianchi does hold the points championship lead over Eric Stout just by 10 points, though. So right now it'd be a 2-point swing to Stout if the race were to finish currently, the way it is running. But don't worry, we're just halfway into the books here at the Switch Tire 100 from the Nashville Fairgrounds mini oval here tonight. Eric Stout qualifying in third, taking the race lead early on lap number 1. There you see the 30 of Bob Higgins moving up out of the way. Joshua Buckley was all over that Colony Tire and Service Center, though. Number 14. So now the race leaders have clear track out in front of them. The next car they would come up on would be car number 40 of Rob Higgins. There you see him on the front straightaway, and there you see race leader coming out of turn number 4 now. So it is about a half a track, actually. The deficit, maybe a little over or under a half a track deficit between the last place car on the lead lap, which is Rob Higgins, to Eric Stout. Joshua Buckley trying every groove in that Granny Hips Walkers and Kate. I got it. Buckley, take the tennis balls off, throw them at the back of Brian Bianchi's car. See if you can distract him, get him up out of the groove a little bit. Here comes Victor. Victor now going to get to the inside. See if they play nice, and it looks like Buckley going to give up that spot. Buckley will move back, but now here comes Rex Hoyle. Hoyle going to fill that spot. Buckley was running third. Now TJ Henson going to try and get there. There's a little contact. Henson into that left rear quarter panel of the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes, number 13 MA. TJ will try to get the pass made, and he will. Buckley will fall back now into the 6th position. So how the tides can turn, how you can go from inside or on the podium to outside the top 5 just like that when you get out of the groove. Eric Stout still the race leader. It's Stout, Bianchi, Valls, along with Hoyle and Henson is how the top 5 runners are running currently. 1 driver down, 1 lap. That is Bob Higgins, car number 30. Feeney still having a solid night back here. He's up to the 7th spot. We talked about the inside track Liquid Molly entry. Brandon Feeney was, I should say, recorded the final episode of the Feeney Call. Brandon Feeney starting his own podcast this past season, talking about motorsports, athletes, and promoters. Not just from Canada, but from here in the States, too. He had a couple drivers, I should say, a couple drivers from the United States on the Feeney Call podcast this past season. Head on over and listen to what Feeney's got to talk about, whether it's motorsports, promoters, tracks. Just hear what he's got to say. That's the Feeney Call for Brandon Feeney. That's brand new for him this year. That's his project. But the project for Brian Bianchi is to work over the 12 of Stout. He's back there and he's putting the hammer down. Now the question being, we're under 40 laps to go. If you are Brian Bianchi, do you force the envelope here to use the old chrome horn? Or do you try to drive underneath? Right now he's just trying to drive underneath. Stout using that middle groove. It does open himself up, though. You see maybe a little contact that time. There's the battle for the top three. You see them all there, nose to tail, then a little bit of room back to Rex Hoyle. Looks like Stout drove away. He came back down to the bottom side of the speedway now. 2-3 car legs down the back straightaway, but it closes back up when they get into turn number 3. Looks like the 14 of Brian Bianchi able to get into the corner just a little bit farther than that number 12. Stout could be saving some tires, but the problem is the heat is on, the pressure is on. We're coming to get 30 laps to go here. Next time by. Victor lost a little ground last time through. Oh, Stout got crossed up. Can now Bianchi put the pressure on? He'll lay the chrome horn to him. Sideways. Oh, contact. Around gonna go Stout. Stout gonna go around here on the back straightaway. Got a little help from Brian Bianchi. There you see the number 12 of Stout. He'll get it pointed back into the right direction. He made nose-to-nose contact. I believe that was with the 53. We'll watch it back. We saw the contact live. Stout made a mistake out of turn number 4. Allowed the 14 to get to him. There's the mistake he makes out of turn 4, and then right here, a little contact to get him loose, and then it looks like it just hooked him because these bumpers are not flat. They have a little bit of a kind of an arrow-shaped nose to them. Here's the onboard with the number 12 of Stout. That's what will put us under our first caution flag of the evening. Right on board with the switch tire, Jiffy Lube, number 53, Victor Valls. This is what he saw. Nowhere to go, right into the number 12 of Eric Stout. So the first caution flag comes here on lap number 70 tonight here at the Nashville Mini Oval. Tonight, it's the Switch Tire 100 here tonight. See if we get that 1 to go marker here and have a 25-lap shootout. It looks like the lights will go off. So when we come back racing, it'll be 25 laps to go here at the Nashville Mini Oval. iRacing.com pace car ready to make the left-hand turn off the racing surface. Here we go. 25, and Bianchi fires. Watch everybody jockey for position back there. Stout trying to make a move through the field. Alan Kunman will just move right up out of the way. Stout will be able to make that pass. Now the 51, Arnold trying to make his move here, see if he can gain a position late in this one. Debris sliding off the number 12 there of Eric Stout, and again off the racetrack, we're staying green. Alan Goodman not having a good run. Oh, the 54, Rex Hoyle has gone around. Hoyle has gone around. He was running inside the top 5. I think somebody may have got into the back of him late in this one. Drivers bunched up close, wanting to go. Watch it back. There's the 62 TJ Henson. Yeah, Henson just gassed it up a little bit, gave a little boop and a bop to the back end of the 54 of Rex Hoyle, and Hoyle went around. Looks like TJ Henson just coming back to the gas a little bit sooner than in the 54 of Rex Hoyle, and that's what sends him around. So to change the running order just a little bit, it'll be Bianchi, Henson, Buckley, Vowles. How about Rob Higgins? Higgins was 1 point running back into the 11th spot. Looking like he was about 10 seconds behind the race leader. He's ready to restart now into the 5th spot. Brandon Feeney there is in 6th. Eric Stout's back up to 7th. Arnold Vowles in the 8th position, and Kunman back there in 9th. Johnson into the 10th spot. Looks like the lights are out, so we should get ready to go back. It'll be 18 laps officially remaining here when we take the green flag. Pace car off. Yankee fires, and it's a clean start. Down here into 1. Oh, a little contact. They're going to try it 3 wide out of turn number 2. Henson to the outside. Vowles in the middle, and Higgins down on the bottom. Now they're going to try it again. Higgins for 2nd. Higgins goes to 2nd. One driver was way high and wide. That was TJ Henson, and they're not done yet with the 3 wide racing. Henson going to be stuck to the outside again. Vowles in the middle. 1 car spinning to the infield. 1 car up against the wall, and that is going to be TJ Henson. TJ Henson going for a ride. Rex Hoyle going for a ride also. Let's take a look. Let's watch it. You're going to watch the 54 Rex Hoyle go for a slide to the infield right here. Got a little help from the 51, and then TJ Henson going around. Kyle Johnson took a little piece of that one. Right on board with TJ Henson. Got a little squirrely. And wound up against the Armco barrier. Looking at it, should be about 11, maybe 12 laps to go. We'll see what the officials say here as they're trying to line these cars back up. After you have multiple back-to-back yellows, sometimes it gets a little lost and jumbled up. I am being shown, though, Bianchi, Higgins, Vowles, and Stout, along with Feeney inside the top 5. We'll see if that's how they line up when they get that 1-to-go marker here. Ryan Bianchi out front. We're going to go 1-to-go here. They say that is the lineup. It is good to go. So put 13 on the board. It'll be 12 when we take the green flag after the 3rd caution flag of the evening here tonight in the Switch Tire 100 here from Nashville. Pace car will switch it up and get off the track. There it goes. And now it's in the hands of Brian Bianchi again. Good start by all. As here comes Feeney. Feeney going to throw it to the inside there on Higgins. Going to make the pass. Now here comes Eric Stout. He's going to try to get to the inside of the number 40 of Higgins. He will. So Higgins goes from second on the restart back to fifth. And oh, he's going to get into Stout. Oh, you can't park there. You cannot park there. Rob Higgins found the pit wall after making contact with the 12 of Stout. How the car drives away, I am unsure. Here's what we know. Here's what we've seen. You're going to see it again live. There's the 40. Tries to drive underneath the 12. Gets into him. And then it is a big pileup down here in turn number 4. Parking lot. Junkyard. Right on board here with Higgins. Maybe a little contact in turns 1 and 2 there from Stout to Higgins, and then maybe a little payback, and then unfortunately, Rob, there is a wall there. Inside the number 12 of Stout. See, that's Kyle Johnson in the 0-2 coming in. So a quick E-yellow because we're going to go right back. Racing. It'll be 6 laps to go remaining here in the Switch Tire 100 here from the Nashville Mini Oval. It'll be Bianchi, Vowles, Feeney, Kundman, Johnson. Back into the restart zone. Throw 6 on the board and let's see how they shake out. Here comes Feeney once again. He'll come to the inside. Feeney going to try and take the second position. There'll be 5 laps to go. It's Bianchi, Feeney, Vowles across the line. Look at Kyle Johnson. He's going to try and get him up here. Oh, Victor into the back of Feeney. 3 Canadians again running nose to tail for second, third, and fourth here tonight. But they're playing bumper cars. Is this how they're going to be able to finish out? One driver up into the wall. That's the 13 of Joshua Buckley. Buckley was up into the wall that time, out of turn number 4. The Yankees running away as they're playing bumper tag for second, third, and fourth. Here comes, I believe that's the 88. That is, couldn't be. Oh, one driver having a little sideways action back there. I believe that was Bob Higgins. He'll corral it. He'll gather it up. Stout onto pit road. 3 to go. The old popsicle sticks are going to be coming up this time by Feeney and Victor. Not laying down right now with just 2 laps to go. They're trying to see who's going to have that second position. It is Brian Bianchi, though, right now running away with this. We're stay locked for second as the white flag is coming up. White flag brought to us by Gold Peppers Bakery and Cafe here tonight in Nashville. Brian Bianchi running away with this one as Victor Vowles is sitting there in second. Now one final ditch effort. Look at TJ Henson. He's going to try to get to the inside. It'll be Bianchi, Vowles, Feeney, Henson, and Kundman. Your top 5, Johnson, Arnold Vowles, Bob Higgins, Rob Higgins, Joshua Buckley rounding out the top 10. But it was all Brian Bianchi picking up the win here tonight. There you see the driver out of Massachusetts. As he just straight stuffs it. I guess he hasn't figured out how to do a donut. This will be Bianchi's second career win here with the series on Thursday night. So as he tries to see if he can get that, he's not going to get it out of the wall. So what do you say, race fans? We'll take a quick step away. We'll be back here with the post-race show brought to us by our friends at the Racing School. Make sure you book your racing school experience for the 2024 season and maybe get behind the wheel of one of their precious modifieds. We'll be back with the post-race show after this.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to the Nashville Fairgrounds mini oval here tonight. It was the Switch Tire 100 here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series here on Thursday night. These drivers had those street stocks, those big heavy street stocks on those little tires. They should switch those little tires out for a little bit meatier tire, a little bit thicker sidewall. I bet they can get those at Switch Tire, race fans just like you, where you can keep your car on the road and safe, because like I said before, it's wintertime in Canada, it's wintertime here in the northeast of the United States also. Switch Tire can switch those tires out for you and keep you safely on the road. Let's head down trackside though, because it is time for the Racing School post-race show here tonight. Let's catch up with your top podium finishers. Let's start off with the driver tonight that will finish P number 1. Brian, you come in here tonight as the championship leader, and you will leave the smallest track on the schedule still as the points leader.
Feels good. I had been second a lot. It feels good to finally get one.
You talk about getting one. This will be your second career win here on Thursday night with the series. So your second one ever, but first one this season. So you've been able to watch some of your competitors like Michael Trevarthen and Eric Stout pretty much dominate the season, including your teammate Rex Hoyle picking up a win. What does it feel, your second career win, first time this season, and probably at, one of the hardest tracks we're going to go to?
Yeah, Rex and I put a lot of time in last night. I was fast all day. I had the fastest lap in practice, and I messed up qualifying a little bit there, but I don't know what happened with Eric and I there. I barely touched him, and then I got into him again. So Eric said in chat it wasn't my fault, but I'd take a little blame for that.
Yeah, how hard is it to race with these street stocks? They have, the longest nose car that we run here on Thursday night, and then they don't have a squared up nose. So how hard is it to judge how close you get to somebody, and then if you're hitting them not square, it kind of deflects them off the nose piece?
Yeah, it's kind of like a point, so if you don't hit them right. I barely touched him, and he started sliding, and then I don't know what happened after that.
Well, either way, you pick up the W here tonight, and what do you say? It's a great pickup before the Christmas holiday. Any plans for Christmas here? Because now you're going to celebrate this one for a couple weeks.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We'll celebrate a lot tonight and have some more fun at Christmas.
Well, hey, before we let you go, let's roll the red carpet out. I know it matches the side panels here, this number 14 tonight, so who makes this all possible? I know there's a laundry list, so I'm going to go make a sandwich. I'll be right back.
Well, as always, Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe, Colony Tire, Christina's Custom Cuts, Zeno's Luxury Jackets, Bianchi Cash Register, Patty's Pugs, Bar Mackey, GK Properties, Danny's Diamond Deals, you, Roger. I'd like to thank Switch Tire. Anybody that comes out and sponsors us to come out and do what we love, is we like them.
Oh, are you done?
I think.
All right, well, hey, there you have it. Brian Bianchi going to celebrate this one off into the Christmas holiday. And, well, he'll even get to celebrate this into the new year because we won't be back on track till after the new year. So, Brian Bianchi picking up the Switch Tire 100 here tonight at the Nashville Mini Oval. The driver that finishes second, well, he's got one of those, that's a Switch Tire logo on the side of this number 53. It's Victor Valls. Victor, a great race for you. He started second, fell back a little ways, had to work your way back through the field.
Yeah, it's a fun but tough track. That outside line it's got no meat for you out there. So unfortunately, with that start, as great as a position it was, no choice but to kind of fall back, get in line, get a rhythm, and just start rolling with the guys and hope for the best.
And the best was for you to come back through here. Some late race yellows. Did you expect to see a little beating and banging like we did here tonight late in this one?
I didn't expect it late. Honestly, I thought it was going to be a lot earlier, but it definitely threw a wrench in the plans late there. I know had a little bit of an accident with Brian last week, and I was looking forward to a good 1-2 run trying to go for the win with him, but the cautions kind of had a different plan for me.
Do you think if you had another late race caution, maybe a green-white checker attempt, do you think it would have helped your chances here tonight? Maybe use the old chrome horn, as they will?
Honestly, no. Brian ran a great race. He was quick. He knew the line he needed to run. I literally had to wait for him to screw up and hope I was there.
Well, you were there late in this one. You had a chance. What would it have meant, though, to go to victory lane? You have Switch Tire on the side of this number 53, and, of course, tonight's title sponsor brought to us here at Nashville by Switch Tire. What would it have meant to go take them to victory lane?
Honestly, that would have been the coolest thing in the world. I went into this season. I decided to sponsor a race for Switch Tire. Dave sponsored a race for Jiffy Lube. And as everybody's noticed, I've had a bit of a rough season this year. So it's nice to be up there, but would have been nice to take this one home.
Well, we hope to see if you can put this Switch Tire Jiffy Lube number 53 into victory lane coming soon. But a great finish here tonight. They knew you were here at one of the toughest tracks. So what do you say? Who do you got to thank back home there in the Ontario, Canada area?
Obviously, we got to thank Switch Tire. Got to thank Jiffy Lube, Big Bruce Customs. He does our paints there. Got to thank Dave Bragg tonight. He spotted me all night and kept my head on cool and everything else. Got to shout out my number one fan out there. He's a fan of myself, my brother Arnold, and Dave. Ethan watches every week with his dad, Cody. Cheers us on every single week religiously. So can't thank the support enough.
Well, we don't want to tell you that Connor is also out there watching. Don't want to forget Connor.
I can never forget Connor. He crews on a real life race car, and he's right with us. If he could be at our house, he probably would be crew chiefing for us on iRacing.
Well, there you have it. Victor Valls tonight carries the Switch Tire Jiffy Lube colors on car number 53. He'll finish in a solid second place spot here tonight. And the driver that, well, he's sitting down the road from Victor, and, well, I guess we're talking about him. He picks up the most spots here tonight, race fans. It's Brandon Feeney. Feeney, you and I talked before the race, and we talked about this track being a small track. You said it's probably the closest to something on iRacing that you've raced in the real world. How hard was it, though, tonight out there? Because it seemed like if you got stuck to the outside, you were absolutely going backwards like a rock in water.
Yeah, it's kind of like what it's like on the real-life Peterborough Speedway. You get to the outside, and you fight for your life as much as you can to lose minimal ground. And yeah, I got stuck to the outside a couple times, went to the back, and just tried to keep the equipment underneath me in case we had some late race yellows, which we did, which I was able to take advantage of and get up to third.
Yeah, you got the third late in this one. The car looked like it was really fast. You were able to obviously pick up 7 spots here tonight, which is the most in the entire field. It's actually over half the field. You passed half the field here tonight to finish on the podium. Did you have anything left if we went green-white checker?
No, I abused the right sides up as we had that first caution when it was really a battle for position. I used it a lot up trying to not be passed while trying to pass people that were having bad times. And it was time to go, and unfortunately I went a little too hard too early, and I was everything I could do to fight with Victor those last couple laps.
Yeah, you had a great battle going on there. A little bit of rubbing, a little bit of tugging on each other out there. How'd that feel, Canadian on Canadian?
Well, we raced together in real life this year before Dave actually was driving his mini stock after he had to step out of his car, and it was kind of the same thing. We race door to door, and we fight each other harder than I think almost anyone else that fights out there, because, well, we actually race in real life. So, and then when we race in real life, we fight harder there because we race in iRacing. So we just keep the tradition going, I guess.
It's got to feel great to be able to see drivers on the iRacing platform that you already have a little bit of a competitive edge with, because you've raced with them in the real world side of things. Is that, obviously you talked about it, but is that a big bragging rights thing to be able to come from the real world side of things into the sim side and still have that great competition and possibly walk away with beating them one day?
It leads to fun conversations during rain delays at the racetrack, and leads to fun moments where sometimes you turn your car sideways on the real life racetrack just to wave at somebody just to drive away again. If Dave's watching, he'll get that reference. But it's great to have friends on here, whether they're close or far away.
Well, a great run for you here tonight, Feeney. Who do you got coming up on the podcast, and who do you got to thank here tonight?
Tomorrow's podcast is another podcast. The True North Racing podcast actually was the first podcast to ever bring me on and kind of get me started, and I started as a co-host with them. So John and Megan are coming on for the 25th episode special. And then I got to thank, obviously, Liquid Molly and Auto Tire and Safeties. And obviously, hopefully people come out and check out the Feeney Call on YouTube and Spotify and come check it out.
Well, there it is, race fans. Come check it out. Brandon Feeney on the Feeney Call as he calls in here tonight. Obviously, he'll pick up that third place finish after gaining 7 spots here in the Switch Tire 100 here at the Nashville Mini Oval. It was a great one, I would say. A good one to wrap up the 2023 calendar year. We're not done with the racing season yet, but we're done here in 2023. The next time the racing series comes back, it'll be the Jiffy Lube 100 from the Kern County Raceway. That's right, we're going to go to Kern for the first time in the existence of Kern here with the Short Track Scrambler Series. So the Jiffy Lube 100 on January the 4th is the next time these drivers will be back out onto the raceway. But hey, that's about it. You saw the race. It was great. You heard the post-race shows. You heard all those interviews. So for the final time here in 2023, from everybody at Switch Tire, everybody at the Checkered Flag All Display, along with everybody at Red Light Racing and here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, I'm Roger Muth with the Turn 3 Racing Network. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show here from the virtual Nashville Mini Oval. And until we see you next time, race fans, everybody have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.